here today to have a chat with Super Bennie Westwood to cover his fantastic 18 seasons at the Warrington Wolves. We've got some of the iconic shirts that he's graced. I played in a couple, but just having a look ahead of his final home game against Wakefield on the 6th of September. Look at some of the shirts he's graced, and probably fitting, mate, that we start back in 2002, where yourself, Nat Wood signed from Wakefield at a particularly tough time for the club.
This was a shirt that I would never thought in a million years that I were going to wear. The way that the transfer came about was a shock, to say the least. But as you said, the club was struggling at the time, and we were in a bit of a relegation battle, and they needed to sign a few players to bring us out of that. And I was one of them. Nathan was another one, and you came in on loan, and we managed to get out of that relegation battle, which was great. The great Paul Cullen came in as well. So yeah, we did a good job. We got us out there, and this was the start of the 18 years that I've been here.
Some absolute characters played in that shirt. I remember travelling over with you, yourself, Nick Fozzard, Dale Cardoza.
Some great car journeys over from Yorkshire. Yes, Nick Fozzard was a very, very special human, and there's some stories there that I'll never forget.
And some fantastic memories at Wilderspool, and probably leads us onto the next one in the final game. Retro shirt, again, really, really special to send the old ground off in the way that you did.
Yeah, it was, and this is one of Joe. I get asked a lot, Joe, do you ever have any games that stick out? And Joe, I have a fair few, but this is one of them. Joe, to play the final game against my old club at the time. Was great, and the way that we won was fantastic. Plus 2003 was the first year I think that we ended up getting in the playoffs. So we had the great Graham Appo, who had a stormer of a season, on fire that year. But this was a memorable game. I don't know how they got all them players, all them supporters, to say, in the stadium. There must have been some health and safety issues there, but what a great atmosphere. And as it was at Wilderspool always, but to finish off in style the way we did was a great memory, and one that I'll keep.
And it was such an iconic place and stadium for the town, and probably signalled the transformation into the recent history, and leads us into sort of the first game at the Halliwell Jones, and the start of the successful times and the successful period we've had at the club.
Yeah, it was, and this year, 2004, was not particularly one of my greatest years. In fact, I think this was my worst year as a player. I was a centre, and I put a bit of weight on. A bit of speed started to disappear, and and a few they were playing back rowers in centres instead of me. And I had 1 year left on my contract, and I knew that I had to knuckle down and
find some form on the last year of the contract.
find some form, and this is the season. It marks the start of a new era with the stadium. But it's a season personally, as a player's point of view. I'd like to forget, but I won't say I like to forget, because that gave me the drive that I needed to stay at the club and earn myself back into the team for the following year.
2005, I remember, this to me just screams Andrew Johns.
He does, yeah.
I played in the game when he's made his debut. I was obviously playing for Leeds, and I remember stood at the back, at full back, just watching Andrew Johns, and watching whenever the play was over that way. I was just watching Andrew Johns as a legend of the game, and it certainly turned it on that night and those few games.
It did, and this, for me, 2005 was my year. I think for me personally, it was the breakthrough year where I got moved into the forwards, and it's kind of where Bennie Westwood's career really started for me.
This is where Super came in.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the. And I was always a forward in my mind. I got told over the years, essentially, you're going to end up in the forwards, and this just suited my game down to the ground. And this is where my career really started as being a top guy, top player.
And what's your memories of that game where Andrew Johns?
Do you know, well, I didn't play in it. I had an ankle injury a couple of weeks before, and I decided to come back early the game before before Joey came over to cement get my spot, Joe, for that game, and Joe, I re-injured my ankle, so but watching it, oh my God, it was absolutely on fire. The atmosphere at the ground, I haven't experienced anything like it here anyway, as we did that night, and Joe, for him to come over on the Tuesday and play on the Friday and do what he did, it just shows what a remarkable player that he actually was.
And probably the start of the success. Shirt that it's 10 years, mate, since we won at Wembley, and Tony Smith, Paul Cullen sort of finished, and then Jimmy took over. Yeah. But then really when Tony came and grabbed hold of the team of a team of superstars, really. Yeah. Great memories for both of us in this shirt. It was,
yeah, and at this time I've been playing. I've been playing a few years, and over 10, 11 years, and I never played in a final, and. Although the league table wasn't the best for us, we managed to get into that Challenge Cup final, and I think that's where the trophies and the success that we've had over the years, it all started when it came, after this. So I think we got a taste of the limelight in winning a few trophies, and we seriously jumped on that chance and to do it in the near future, But yeah, great memory, great, Joe, for the first time and playing at Wembley for me, and actually going to Wembley, it was a great occasion. Joe, yourself you came in. Did you come in halfway through the year then?
Came in the
April, we could say that Richie actually got us there.
Well, I did score first try as well.
Yeah, you got the first. And,
you kicked the goals in this game?
No, it wasn't.
We'll
get onto that later. I had my 2 torn calves in this game, didn't I?
2 torn calves and played for 80 minutes.
A turf toe. But yeah, another memorable game. First time in 34 years or whatever it was to lift that trophy was fantastic.
And then to back it up the year after, I knew, sort of lucky enough anyone can win it once, and not anyone, but to back it up is to kind of cement it. And I think we've certainly felt in that position the year after. Obviously playing against Leeds, you'd argue, ourselves against Huddersfield the year before. While we weren't playing well in the league. We were giving ourselves a chance, but this was a real test. And for me, mate, this, it's synonymous with the 2010 final, but this is the most complete performance of a team I ever played in that day when we just tore Leeds apart.
Yeah, it was, and it was extra special for me. This is the one where Tyler, she got to walk out with me as a mascot, and so that memory in itself, not just for me but for her, it is very special. And this is one of the other games that is up there with. The highlights of my career. To walk out with her at Wembley, then it was fantastic, and the smile on her face, it never leaves you. But as coming back to the game, to do it back to back was very special, and something that was great for us. And like you say, I think it's fair to say we dominated Leeds in all aspects of the game, and thoroughly deserved that win. And but like I say, from the year before, we got a taste of success, and this is something that we wanted to do, and to achieve it, it was fantastic. It was a great memory.
And then I'd left at the end of that year, so we'll put that. And then signed Brett Hodgson. Yeah. But what a signing Brett Hodgson was, 2012, leading on to 2012, arguably probably the most talented side you've played in. Would that be fair to say? Sort of?
Yeah, I would say so, Joe. The players that we had in key positions were second to none, and very skillful. And like I say, we had Brett Hodgson at full back, we had Moners at the 9, Brazy. I can't remember who else at half back. Richie Myler signed then, and but another great year for us. I'm not sure. Did we finish top of the league as well, and league leaders? But to do it 3 times over the 4-year period was great for the club, great for us as players, and like you say, it's something that you don't dream of sometimes, and for it to happen to us, it was fantastic. But I think 2012 was the first time we reached the grand final as well. So to do both finals in that year, you can say it was a very successful year for us. Yeah.
And then on to 13, which was, again, reached the grand final.
Yeah.
Again, a real good squad of players, and on the back of the year after, but again, probably a little bit tinged with disappointment personally from...
Yeah, definitely, Joe. This was the Wigan game, and we had a great season going in, and Joe, up to half time.
I mean, you were dominant. You'd scored.
I scored a try.
And we got a load of injuries.
We went through a 10-minute period where we were just completely on top of them, and we scored 3 tries. I think Grixie, Ryan, and myself. But to go into half time and leading like we were, I don't know how we lost it, but we got a few injuries. I think Joel, our winger, and Steph.
Breeze ended up at full back.
I think. Some key positions there that disrupted us a little bit, and Wigan just came out that second half and were flying really. But a bit of disappointment. But to reach back-to-back finals again, you can't ask for much more. It were a great season.
And then on to, again, we reached two finals, mate. Last year was a great year on and off the field for the club. Sort of marked a new era as it was building. Sort of Tony had left after all that time, and Pricey had come in. What was your memories of not just the finals, but of you had Tony for so long, new coach coming in, and
yeah, we all know Tony was fantastic, and what he did for this club and the way that he changed, not just the way that they play, but the culture of the whole place was very much needed. But you could see, people from outside could see how it was working, and it was time for Tony to leave, and Steve Price came in, and a different coach altogether. We a bit more structured, and but yeah, another great season. 2 finals in his first year. You can't ask for much more. This particular year in this year, I made my 500th career game, which it's special.
Which is incredible considering how many times you've been banned, how many games you've missed. But
probably
from
would be on 600
from a player who plays it all on the line like you do, plays to the edge, to rock up 500 career appearances must be really, really proud for you.
Yeah, it was, and it was. And apart from playing at home, the next best place was Wigan away. And I've said over the years that's my most favourite away game to play. And to do it there, it was fantastic. And I got some great comments and some great messages. And Sean Wayne, I got left a bottle of wine and a nice little message off him, and he said some really nice words. So that made it a little bit more special. And another good year for us. Great year, 2018, should I say?
And finally, mate, the final curtain, the last shirt you'll ever wear as a professional. I can imagine it's been, since your retirement and all the well wishes, and it's going to be an emotional finish for you, pal. You've got Wembley to look forward to. Your final game here at the Halliwell Jones on the 6th of September. Hopefully get a playoff game, but the final regular season game. Yeah. There's plenty still to be written into this shirt, so we're not cutting it short. But last shirt, mate. What's your thoughts on this year, and just reflect on what a great career.
Joe, I've had an absolute belting time here at this club. I never thought in a million years that I'd last this long, and especially being a Yorkshireman and a proud Yorkshireman. And but yeah, the time's finally come. I'm 38 years old now, and it gets a little harder each year to recover from games. And I mean, I still enjoy coming training, and I still enjoy being around the lads, and I still enjoy getting out there on the field. But in everything that you do, all good things come to an end, and
there's so much more to be left in this year. We've got the elusive grand final to send you out on the note that you deserve, mate. I know you'll be pushing for everything and giving everything as you always have done. Mate, it's been a pleasure to play alongside you in some of these shirts. You've been an absolutely iconic player from 2002 to 2019, and you've certainly left your stamp on this club and the game itself. So I wish you all the best, pal.
Thank you very much.
And finish in style.
Yes, we will do, mate.